Hey, this is the fourth session in the Looking for a GM Apocalypse World game set in Junk World, setting that I wrote. And by wrote, I mean I had a few ideas because, wow, we're really changing it and drifting it and making it our own this time around. It's very cool. Apocalypse World Second Edition is what we'll be playing by McGay and Vincent D. Baker. That is a fantastic game that I love with all of my chubby heart. And if you, in the background, hear weird music or the sounds of squealing young boys and laughter, I'm sorry. My son's having a friend spend the night, and they're playing Cuphead. So you'll hear all of those occasionally in the background. I'll mute myself from time to time, but it just can't be helped. No matter how much I mute myself and scream down at him to be quiet, it only calms down for about 5 minutes. And so at this point, I've kind of sort of given up until it gets really, really bad. So we are the fourth session in, and in Junk World so far, the events, the major events, and I know there's a lot of little events that we will get to in play. Also, other thing, yes, I look really dim. I'm not sure what this is. I probably could restart my computer and it would look fine, but we're playing now, so I'm not going to do that. Now, back to the game. Sorry for scatter spraying. We started off in a place called Oasis, which is where Rollo the water bear holds sway, and underground on this huge junk planet, which is like one big trash can of Earth many, many years in the future, where people somehow ended up because a colony ship crashed and crashed here, inspired by movies like Soldier or Battle Angel Alita, or even that cool thing from Thor Ragnarok on that weird trash planet. Those are some things you can use for inspiration there. Tank Girl, also a big kind of visual guide for me as I think of things. Oasis exists underground, and then there's topside. Oasis has abundant water and is a pretty verdant underground place that is staunchly defended by the Bonded as well as Rollo the water bear. And at the first session, Rollo and the driver, known as Hound, took off out of their well-defended hold because a caravan they had sent out to Sector 10, a local village. The caravan had been attacked by a roving band of marauders and cannibals known as the Wendies. Yes, they wear clown makeup. No, I'm not terribly sorry about that. If it does super bother people, we can come up with other bad guys. But for now, the Wendies are who they are. And you guys went out, and by you guys I mean Rollo and Hound went out, found that there were no bodies because, hey, bodies are food to these guys. Tracked them down and took out a whole lot of Wendies in their little dune hideaway. Grabbed the people that were being slowly carved upon, and by people I think there was just one person that you saved and everybody else was dead. You got your supplies back, and Rollo the hero heard the crying of a baby and went and stole it out of the arms of a chained up, enslaved Wendy woman. He has named that baby Souvenir. The two of them took quite a bit of damage, as did Gobstopper, the driver's amazing armored bus of awesomeness. And so you had to go to Sector 10. That's where you traded off all of the goods that you were going to trade for profit. You traded a bit of that for some supplies to take back to Oasis, but also to make sure that Gobstopper could be healed, as well as some of the Bonded who had come with you and were injured in the fight. Then, after a discussion with Upper 10, the mayor, de facto mayor of Sector 10, he decided to come with you back to Oasis because he had never seen the waters of Oasis, never had worshipped at this wondrous place that we have a kick-ass map for. And the last session we met Hound's sister, and we also ran into our news, which is Grig, played by Mark. And there was a trash storm, an eye of the maelstrom that was precipitated by the crying of Souvenir. Perhaps this kid has some kind of sense, or perhaps he's just a colicky baby. We're not sure. And the Candy Bar Gang, who were the thugs for hire for Upper 10, continued giving a good deal of trouble to Hound. The Hound and this group did not get along a great deal. So there was a good bit of squabbling back and forth, and Hound's sister, Sunset, stood up for her a couple times and had to threaten Whatchamacallit, who is the wild child of the candy bars, and watch it back down, at least for now. The storm came and went, and Maybelline, who is one of Upper 10's many wives, is the one who really wants to keep Souvenir, but she had problems keeping the baby calm and had to get some help from Grig. And Grig taught her the Double Mint Gum song? No?
Thundercats.
The Thundercats, that's right. We talked about Double Mint. You taught her the Thundercats song because we had come to find out that physical media is extremely difficult to keep here. There's something about Junk World. And so live performances are the main avenue, the main media for music, and the memory of what songs came before have warped and twisted. And so now what was jingles and theme songs have taken on different meanings, which I adore this idea. I think it is wonderful, and I fully endorse this. So, of course, Maybelline very impressed with the ability of Grig's song and how it worked well to keep Souvenir calm. Upper 10, really not interested in having a baby, so Souvenir was kept on Gobstopper. And let's see, there are all... Cute one, Jason. I just caught that. Any other updates? I just want to make sure I covered over everything.
I had a vision.
You did. You had a vision after puffing on some hallucinogenic cigarette rolled by Zero, the mechanic for the candy bars. And in that vision, you saw Oasis, well, Topside. Actually, you saw the surface of Topside. There was smoke, trails of smoke, and dead bodies, and that some of your friends and Topside had been killed in an attack. And it was a mixed success. So it was confusing and vague, and you were not sure if this was the future or the present. Most likely not the past. So you're not sure if this is going to happen or if this has happened during your absence. Any other factors of significant note that I have missed?
Did you cover the halos?
I, Crappuccino, did not.
Okay, then.
Thank you. The halos are a legendary, very infrequently seen by many. Some say they are just fables of protectors, of beings, of riders on the storm who keep the Windies at bay within their territory. So I currently have everybody in the different thing, but if I move everybody over to the overland map, the Windy territory stretches right in between Sector 10 and Oasis, and then off there is a mountain range, and then the halos. Any other factors about the halos? I feel like I'm missing some of the legend of the halos in my summary here.
Pam could maybe cover that better, but The
All I
things that
remember is that the supposed leader was Master Chief.
they make a whole lot of that kind of noise.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Whenever they're driving around in their warthogs,
The angels know.
yeah,
Yep.
they're just humming. Da, 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 da.
Although there's not very many people who've actually ever seen that, because generally speaking, they just eliminate everyone.
Exactly. Cool. Anything else? I want to make sure that our collective memory over the last 2 weeks is caught up before we jump forward.
Dan?
Hold on just a moment, guys.
Because he's gone for more. Did he mention Sunset slept with Watcha? I don't remember.
No, nor
Alright.
nor that. What's the news's name?
Greg.
Greg.
That Greg cuddled up romantically with which one?
Zero.
Right. So now the audience at home is aware of the romance that was going on.
A very touching scene.
It was very touching on a very special episode of Junk World.
I believe Hound was watching through the cameras.
Turned it off discreetly as you guys
Yeah.
got too romantic.
Yeah, because discretion was the #1 idea.
Oh, not
it wasn't that
discreetly.
you.
So we
We don't really need Rich, right? We can just go ahead and start.
yeah, sure. We gotta mark what we're rolling again.
So we find all of these supplies, more than we'll ever need for the rest of our lives.
Woo-hoo! Happy times in Apocalypse World.
Yay! It's no
Okay,
longer-
Mark, who has the highest thing on you?
We can do it.
Okay, yeah, let's do highlighting. Character sheet. Character sheet.
I can see yours. It's Hound.
Hound. Hound has 2 history on me.
Did we end last time with modifying of HX?
Yes.
Nope. Did we?
No?
Oh no, we did. We did the final question. Yeah, sorry, my fault. Yep.
Cool. Thank you, guys. The good news is that hopefully it'll be a little quieter. The bad news is that it probably won't be for long. Okay. Let's start off with our beginning of session stuff. Does anyone want new highlights?
Yes.
Okay. All we need is one person saying that. Let's start with. Sorry. Let's start. I'm going to go by character. So, Greg, look on your character sheet. Who do you have the highest HX with on your sheet? Ask them to highlight one of your stats.
The Hound.
Weird.
Weird it is.
All right. Please also highlight hot.
Hot and weird. That is
Hound.
me.
Looks like Greg or Rolo. You choose.
I'm sorry, Greg or what?
Rolo.
Or Rolo. You choose.
Greg.
Let's see. You previously had cool and hot. I'd like to see you get a little weird.
Sharp.
Cool.
No, not cool. We've unhighlighted cool.
I knew you were going to say that.
I can't help it.
She would have said it too, so that's how she knew.
Hey,
Rolo.
Hey, Rich.
Yes.
Question. It looks like Hound has some harm. When does harm go away?
That is a great question. How much harm does she have? 6 o'clock?
Yes.
So 6 o'clock harm takes a little bit. Let's
Yeah,
see.
I was pretty beaten up.
You did get jacked up pretty hard. But wasn't that stuff that happened in before Sector 10s? Because if so, I think that may have fallen off by now.
It happened in before it happened with
Right, it was the fight with the Wendy's, right?
and we paid for some medical stuff to
Yep.
have her taken care of. If it's not, I do have a healing thing that I'll be applying.
All right, so let me ask you this question, Hound. Did you take it easy and let Chicklet drive Gobstopper the rest of the way back? If so, I'll say that you've rested enough for that 6 o'clock to fall off. If not, then you'll need to get some help from Rolo.
I had promised Chicklet that yes, for once I would actually let somebody else drive him.
All right, so there you go. You can heal off that harm. Thank you for asking that question, Mark. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah.
Rolo. Looks like Greg would highlight you.
Dang, I got lots of highlighting going on. Rolo, I'd like to see you get hot.
Oh my God.
I'm trying to look at what you're good at because I don't want to. Because I was leaning towards sharp. Yeah, and she's going with sharp. Last but not least, we have Soonset.
It's Rolo at a +0 is my highest. So
No one likes you.
no, the problem is that apparently I can trust everybody. So I started with the -1 for everyone.
It's what happens. You guys made nice people, and that's not what this game's for.
This is not nobody liking me. This is me not understanding why I can trust them.
Why are you idiots so nice to me?
Cool.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Go ahead and highlight hot.
Hooray!
All right. Does anyone have any start of session moves? I'll have that down soon, but it's not a thing that I can easily remember off the top of my head, so that's why I ask. All right, cool. It sounds like nobody has any start of session moves. There's so many moves now. Pucklet's Roll Second Edition is just so many moves. The road moves and the battle moves. At least they're in sections. That is nice. We do a quick montage as we start off. We see Grig's eyes as she looks out over topside and sees there are no plumes of smoke, and that her vision has not yet come to pass. And you guys continue on. Chicklet behind the wheel, and we see Chicklet adjusting her prosthetic leg painfully. She's bit into her bottom lip, but she's trying to hide it from Hound because she enjoys driving. She wants to get behind the wheel to earn her keep, but driving a big monster like Gobstopper, all the vibration, the likes, does cause her a good deal of pain. The hover bikes and a couple of the grounders of the candy bars zoom up ahead past you guys, and you can see them kicking up dust, and there are lines of dust, almost like a Tron cycles, right? Lines of dust from the candy bars as they zoom out ahead and go to topside first. They don't leave for long. A couple will circle back, and they do these like lazy arcs around the caravan, and then they'll zoom up ahead again. And you guys trundle on in the big upper 10 van, big U-Haul van, and Gobstopper leading the way. You come into topside, and we see Grig's tower ahead. But before you guys come in, and as I take a look at topside, we see that it is a bit of a, I'll share screens just so we can kind of take a look here. But topside's here. We do have like an open area that can easily be closed, right? I imagine you can push or pull things and have a gate.
It has
set
a
up
gate,
front.
and you can see that there's a bulldozer with a trailer behind it that's like a big filled up tanker truck. Can they push that if they actually need more than the gate?
I really love this thing. It's really cool. Bulldozer. Where's the bulldozer?
Just right by the gate.
Oh, this
You
thing?
can see it looks like no, down and to your left. It's right
Oh,
there.
that?
That's the train.
Oh, I see the little teeth of the thing. I was looking for something more yellow. Okay, cool. Got it. I got it. Totally makes sense. Sweet. Okay.
It's a military dozer. Sorry.
No problems. I love it. It looks cool. I just wanted to make sure I understood what I was looking at. Awesome. So yeah, the gate can be closed. But as you get within, I want to say like a football field length away from the gate, you see that there are things that are strewn across the road, as it were, that has been pushed through all of the junk you guys are traveling on. And the candy bars pull up and stop, and you can see ahead of them. You can see that Clark zooms ahead. AJ and Watcha, the scouts, Zero and Abba, hang back with some of the prospects and the others on grounders. And you see they've stopped and they're checking out whatever it was that was strung across the road. Hound, what do you do? You're kind of up front. You can tell Chick what to do. It's your Gobstopper's yours, so she'll do what you say. What do you want to do?
Does she look like she's I know she's been struggling. Does she look like she can kind of
She's competent. She's holding it together.
Okay.
It's just not an easy ride for her. That's all. She's 4 days, well, going on 5 days since she had her leg chopped off.
Right.
And she's driving with a prosthetic, so it's just really uncomfortable. There's probably some bleeding. She's staunched a bit, but nothing that it seems to be life-threatening or causing her to quit or pass out or anything like that.
What are you looking at me for? You're driving.
Yeah, I'm driving. We is there a speaker? Is there a speaker? Can I talk to Rollo? Rollo! She slams on she eases back on the gas a little bit, slams the front console, calls your name a few times, Rollo.
Well, I'm assuming I'm in
I would assume so.
Gobstopper, but maybe I'm in the back.
Yeah, and in the back with a few of the bonded.
Branded.
Dang it! I'll write that down again. That's all I had to do last game was I wrote down branded one time and I got it right. And she did.
And I will make my way up to the front. What's going on?
She points ahead. Hey, something up ahead. See the candy bars? They're all stopped. Do you want to stop here or you want to get closer?
Closer. Can't see anything from here, so I'll get up on top and take a look once we get a little closer.
All right, cool. So you climb up on top. Why don't you go ahead and read a sitch? That's a roll plus sharp. Which is highlighted, so don't forget to mark your XP. Wow, a 10. Climbing with advantage. Cool. Do you have the questions? You get.
I have not actually brought up my document. One second.
I'll drop it into chat. You get 3 questions. Cool. There you go. Did you see it?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
What should I be on the lookout for? Oh, you know what? I think the one that's probably most pertinent first off would be who's in control here.
Ooh, all right. So you take a look from up top, and what you see are these real small, brightly colored toys. And the candy bars are looking at it, and Watch is headed towards them, like walking closely. Hold on a second.
I have a feeling Jason is correct.
I have a feeling Jason's correct as well.
Hooray.
That is a better camera, isn't it?
Then I might as well side with not Jason. Those are just toys.
Here's that not Jason.
Look at our dog. Isn't our dog cute?
Your dog is adorable. I have been appreciating your dog.
That's why I actually wasn't in the game other than through audio for a while. It's because she was curled up. Yes, all 53 pounds of her curled up on my lap, sleeping. She did not enjoy the thunderstorm earlier at all.
My apologies. We just had a little conversation about how loud the movie should be, and that conversation's done. So the question you had asked was,
Who's in control here?
who's in control here? Cool. So you look ahead, you see these small plastic toys, brightly colored, like bright blues and reds and yellows, lots of red and yellow. And who's in control? You recognize those. Those are the Happy Meal toys that are the calling card of the Wendy's. So they've left a little calling card. And it definitely, like, your people haven't come out to move them out of the way. So that gives you a very big signal as to who's in control right now.
Okay. How many questions did I get? 2?
You get 3.
I got 3.
Oh, you get 3 because you.
No, I got a full success.
Yeah. You got
Before I ask a question, could I just fire my gun into the air?
Of course.
As you said, a couple of the candy bars were going forward towards the.
What? Yeah, Watcher was walking towards the toys.
Yeah. So just to get, I don't know how far away they are. I'm assuming it's not within easy hailing. So thus the gun. They have their back to me.
Mm-hmm.
Pop a round off into the air, and then yell, "Wendy's, be careful!"
That will spook them enough to take a moment.
Now, with the description, I guess I could get that one. That's interesting. What's my enemy's true position?
That's
Cool. That's a great one. So you know enough about the Wendy's to know that if they have left their calling card, they are within riding distance. They're within an hour's travel of this place. They're probably hiding in the junk and watching right now. So as you look around, you can spot a couple of likely areas. There's one to the east that's on a mound of junk. And then there's also an area where they can remain out of sight, but circle around pretty well, and that's on the opposite side of topside.
But there's no sign of people in topside.
You don't see any people on topside. Of course, you do have the walls, right? And they've pulled the trailer. Like it's not, the trailer is closed. It's like topside is closed off.
Probably the obvious one, but we will go with what's my best way in.
Best way in is to find a way to go up and around this entirely. It's likely that that calling card is either a sight line for any kind of sniper they have, or an improvised explosive device.
Okay, I will relay the information down to Hound. Hey, Hound!
What?
You got to drive around that. We probably got Wendy's here. Stay off the road. Can you see those toys?
Yeah, you mean the IEDs?
That's a bold assumption. Probably
They're Wendy's.
It's probably accurate. Yes, they're Wendy's. Looks like you know more about them than the candy bars. No surprise. No chocolate for brains. So yeah, I suggest we cut around, get up to the gate.
I suggest.
You do whatever you want to your fucking vehicle.
There you go.
But driving around that mound would be the best.
But driving around the mountain would be best, yeah.
It's great minds.
Chicklet.
Yeah.
You're awesome.
Thanks.
Get up.
Oh, okay. And she will get up and winces a little bit, but limps away, and you are in control. What do you want to do?
Well, I want to make sure that Chicklet goes back and gets something from the flag. Yeah, I'm going to do exactly what Rolo suggested. Hey, There's a lot of IEDs up there. You know what's the best way of seeing if they're IEDs?
Driving gobstopper over them?
Throwing shit on top of it to see if it blows up.
Oh. I wouldn't say that would be my first choice. And meanwhile, I'm waving to the other vehicle and trying to signal that we're going around.
Sure, no problems. No problems.
And then as the vehicle, while she's settling, I'm not going to try and ride up on top like a crazy cowboy. So I will be coming down off the roof.
Yeah.
Easy enough. Cool. So with that instruction, the candy bars will mount back up. They come back, and the U-Haul is not going to be nearly as good at doing this as Gobstopper and the hover bikes of the candy bars, which means that it has to kind of slow down and more carefully take an area around. You guys get on the other side. The candy bars on their hover bikes will stay near Upper 10's vehicle, and it's slowly, we've got the main road, right, and there's a kind of slopes of junk, and they're going to start heading over very carefully. What are you guys doing during this time?
Driving.
Okay, but by driving, what do you mean? Are you going on into, leaving them behind, going into topside? What does driving mean?
My inclination is to keep Gobstopper between what I suspect are violent devices and the people who are not as well protected from said violent devices until we can get to topside.
Cool. Cool.
So running interference, basically.
So we're staying close. Do we want to stay between them and the IEDs, or do we want to stay between them and the closest of the possible Wendy's attack points?
Both. Both is good.
Both's not really possible.
No, both is definitely not possible. I would say it depends on how. I mean, if we can skirt the IEDs pretty easily.
You can, because of you're like a Nebuchadnezzar. Like you can just kind of hover over the junk and
Yeah.
skirt the IEDs. This
Yeah, I'm more
U-Haul.
worried about the U-Haul and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So I would say that what I would like to do is
You're back to throwing junk, aren't you?
I'm pretty much back to throwing junk. No, I'm thinking that I will just hover as they go around, and then I'll catch up. I don't know if that's a good idea. Because I'm picturing that the IEDs won't be along the whole way.
Yeah, it won't be along the whole way. It's somewhere near the toys. So I tell you what, why don't we do this? You're trying to deal with bad terrain. And you're
Yes.
leading this expedition as the driver. So let's have you deal with it with a move that's designed for this exact thing. I will drop it into chat for you. And unfortunately for me, you get to use your cool. The vehicle's handling is a 0 because you're effectively leading the operation with the U-Haul, which has crap handling of 0. But you get to roll plus cool.
All right, sorry. I was over the sheet. No, that is not what I wanted to do.
No, 1d6 is not going to get you very
That's not going to get me where I am. I clicked on the wrong thing. Dadgummit.
You should be able to click on the die thing by the cool stat for
That
you.
didn't help at all. Can I just say that did not work? And I messed up what I just tapped on, and I can roll something else?
Well,
I
your
mean-
cool is a 2, so if you add 2 to the 6 you rolled, you got an 8.
Yeah, all right.
So you're good. All right, so it's a mixed success. Did we highlight
Oh, yeah, I forgot I can do that. What's that?
No, it's your sharp and weird that are highlighted. Okay, sorry, I was just checking to see if you got XP for it.
If I had it marked, no, that's the first thing I looked at.
All right, so on a 7 to 9, you get to choose one. Either you slow down and pick your way forward, you push too hard and your vehicle suffers harm as established, you ditch out and go back or try to find another way.
No, I think I slowed down. Because I think Gobby's still a little beaten up.
Well, it's the U-Haul that's you're rolling for, right?
Right, we're letting you roll for the
Gobby has
U-Haul.
No problems. This is the U-Haul. You rolled the U-Haul because
Sorry.
we're leading it.
Because we're leading it. We're not ditching. Never ditch. Never
All
back.
right.
Always forward. Slow down and pick your way forward.
That sounds awesome. So it is painstaking and very tense as the group of you wait. So I'm really curious about this slow move. You can see one of the wheels goes down, and remember that Upper 10 had a couple of his guys there, so they run out and they grab some planks and other things, and they start trying to build that up so that the tire can get a little bit of traction, and it's entirely possible the Wendy's could be around the corner. I want to check in with you, Greg. What are you doing?
Are we moving so slow that I could, for instance, just be walking?
Yeah, you can get out and walk around. It's that slow.
Yeah. Okay. So, but we're within sight of topside, right?
Yes. Yeah, you're like a football field's distance. So if you look at the map of topside, it's 50 car lengths from the edge of the map on the right hand side.
Okay. Well, the first thing I do is like I'm looking longingly at at my tower. Like I'd like to be back. I'd like to be broadcasting. I'd like to be safe and secure. And then I realize that probably everybody here wants those things too. So is there anyone that seems to be agitated by what's going on that I could go and talk to?
Ooh, cool. Why don't you? I don't think it necessarily needs to be a move. You're still within Gobstopper, right?
Well, yeah, but I think I sort of have a move that I was thinking about.
Ooh, good, even better, even better. I just didn't want to call for a move that didn't feel right to you, but I think a move would be fun.
It's only with player characters.
Oh, okay.
Sunset, are you visibly upset?
Sunset is not the person to look to for being visibly upset in tense situations.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
She is the opposite.
Okay. Okay.
I think you could probably engage it with Rollo easier, though, because Rollo has been describing what I consider to be fairly visibly upset.
Okay. So, Rollo, are you out walking or are you sitting in the Nebuchadnezzar, the Gobstopper?
I'm in the vehicle in case things get hot. So basically, I have been, I've made, like I'm walking around making sure that, so this would be the visibly upset, is that I am definitely concerned about the situation. So I've been rallying all of the branded, everybody's got their weapons, what armor they do wear, like strapping in, So I am considering this a combat situation, and I am, unlike Sunset, I don't like go, woohoo, it's combat. I go, damn, people could die, and I don't like that. So, yes.
Oh, okay. Do you look approachable, or are you like barking orders and?
No, I mean, there's only so much barking I can do. It's like, okay, get ready. Okay, drive some more. I mean, yeah, I'm just, that's probably makes it worse. Like hanging on to like the little bar up by the front, like wishing I could be driving, even though I can't really drive very well, if at all, especially the Gobstopper. So yeah, I am up there being nervous, like looming.
Okay, so I come up to you. I get back on the Gobstopper then, and I come up to you, and so what do you think is going to happen, Rolla?
I have no idea. Wendy's are too fucking crazy to be predictable by normal people. They could come at the whole fucking town. Us taking Chicklet back and Souvenir could have been enough for several of their little war bands to all suddenly become buddy-buddy when they don't normally do that. And so now we're dealing with more war bands than normal. I mean, who knows? Normally, I'd say we're only in danger until we get to the city. And only if we're stupid, except there's this big tub of butter vehicle up here looking like it's going to fall over if it hits a soft spot in the trash. And then, then I guess the buffet is open, and that'll probably bring it. If that thing spills, Wendy's are coming.
But you're not concerned enough to put people on foot out beside it.
My people? No. I mean, he has his own people. He has the candy bars, but I'm not risking my people. I don't trust the guy enough. So, I'm figuring he's probably going to be doing bad things to me soon. So, I'm not going to risk anybody's life. I'll help him, but it'll be me and maybe the gobstopper running over people more than me sending out people to die out there.
Big fan of running over people.
Yes, you are, and you're good at it.
So, if you don't trust him and you think that he's going to betray you soon, why are we bringing him to the Oasis?
Because he saved my friend?
That's worth it to you then?
We'll see. I will bring him to the Oasis, but I can't just let him in. I do the thing. I mean, I'm not happy about it. I have to assess, but I can't do. Okay, this is all weird voodoo stuff, and you probably won't understand. But when I'm standing in the gatehouse, I can just tell when people mean the Oasis problems. So once I get him there, and I can feel the flow of the water, I'll know.
And then it'll be really difficult to get rid of him, right?
Well, he can stay in topside if he wants. I don't have to bring him down to the Oasis. I mean, I don't have to bring him down with armed guards because obviously nobody's going to take in weapons, anyway.
Okay.
I'll be strict with the normal rules that sometimes people are a little bit lax about with visitors. So, I have to deal with the one thing at a time.
Yeah, it's a fucked up world, huh?
It is a fucked up world, and I fucking hate being the water bearer because I don't have to worry about just myself. Because if it was just myself, sure, I'd be out there right now with those guys. Fuck it. Fuck the Wendy's. Kill them all. But I can't do that.
All right, so I think I triggered my move. Well, I wasn't that passionate, but when you talk passionately with another player's character about your plans, the future, or how fucked up things are, roll. What do you think, Rich?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All righty. Let's see here. I will roll hot. Got a 7. And I mark experience.
Nice. So on a 7 to 9, you hold 1. You can spend that hold 1 for 1 to have your audience
I hold
do
2.
things. Yeah. You hold 2?
Yeah.
Did I? Oh, I thought you said you got a 7 to 9 result.
I do, but on my... Okay, the copy paste that I did for the move, it said hold 2.
I'm reading out of the character playbook moves, rally to the cause, that you put in your character sheet
Okay.
on Roll20.
Okay.
Like, let me go. I'll go look. I've got the.
No, I've got the character sheet right here.
Got the PDF right here, and 7 to 9 hold 1. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's the rally to the cause. This is the good fight.
I'm a dumbass. I'm sorry. Okay.
No worries. Yes, that's hold 2.
Yeah,
Right.
it is. Okay, there we go.
I can spend my hold 1 for 1 to ask the character to do something, and if they do it, they mark experience. On a miss, they hold 1 over me on exactly the same terms. So, So I'm talking to you, Rolo, about what you plan to do and the things that you're obviously worried about. And what can I don't even know I can ask you to do at this point.
I mean, it's a hold.
Yeah, I don't want to forget about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So-
yeah, I hear you. Yeah, the whole that never spends. Like, why'd you do the move? Well, you get an XP, but yeah, it's a good hold too.
Special behind the scenes tour of Oasis without having to be branded.
Ooh.
Sure. So Rolo, what I'm going to ask you to do is if I pass your test of trustworthiness, that you let me go down there.
So I wait. I'm going to assume I have to wait to do that. So.
Well, yeah, but I've asked you, and if you do it, then you get to mark experience. That's it.
All right.
But that's all I've asked you for right now.
So, should I initiate my gatekeeper move, or should I wait till I'm letting everybody in?
You can do it now, right? I'm okay with that. Just so we don't forget about it more than anything. Plus, I want to see this conversation happen here when it's like pregnant and interesting and timely.
Okay, since we're going slow, it's kind of weird. You're asking me this here, but I'll take out my canteen, and I'm gonna I'm kind of watching what's going on, but it's slow and boring. May the water wash away all your sin. And then I say that about 6 times, but I can't say it about 6 times because all the other times are going to be in different languages. The exact same phrase. It's going to be Esperanto, Chinese, Russian.
Binary.
Probably not binary, but yeah. So I go through this.
Wait, do you speak Bocce? Nothing. No, ignore me.
I go through that litany. I'm gonna pour water on your head. Are you gonna let me pour water on your head?
Oh yeah, you're washing my sin away. You don't know what that means to me.
And then it will be let the water of Oasis wash away your past, wash away your sins, wash away your cares, and a little splash with each one of those. And I repeat that again in that same litany of the multiple languages, which are from the founders of Oasis. And so as I'm doing that, I'm kind of looking straight into your eyes and assessing you, basically.
Okay.
So I already kind of having a feeling about you, but so it's not kind of a cold read like it would normally be. And the move is called All Are Welcome. Where'd my dice roller go? Oh, I'll roll it over here.
You've rolled it twice already.
Oh, sorry, I didn't. I was looking for the thing to show up in my normally on my screen. I didn't do it. So which one was the first one? Oh, my first fail. Okay.
All right. So.
Oh well, it would be plus my sharp, but that's still a fail. However, I still get to ask one question. Do you need the list of the questions, Rich?
No, I've got them.
Since I'm asking you,
yeah, well, you can ask Greg. I get move. And that was sharp, so mark an XP for yourself.
I don't really care if you're hiding weapons in particular, so I'm going to go. Are they hiding my enemies amongst them, which would be himself?
Ooh. Are you my enemy?
Huh.
It's not my enemy, by the way.
It's not?
No, no.
The question says, are they hiding my enemies among them?
Is it my enemies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I interpret it more as the enemies of Oasis, but I go with that.
Well, I mean, yeah. I can see how it's debatable. It's like your enemies, you are Oasis, right? So
yeah,
it's kind of one and the same.
Well, I don't know. What is a tenet or a belief of one of your enemies, Rolo?
They could be anything, I suppose. It could be Yankee Doodle Dandy. They just want my water or something. I don't know.
Okay, so someone wants your water would be your enemy. Is there anything else that would be the equivalent of standing against you?
No. I mean, political beliefs. No, the only thing that matters for this question, I think, is do you want to take Oasis, hurt Oasis, or hurt me? Which is more hurt Oasis. If you want to go and take Oasis over and plunder it, then yeah, you're my enemy.
I see.
But it's not, did you vote for Trump, you bastard?
Okay.
But you know what about Oasis anyway, so it's...
Well, there's one other person to consider. There's a couple other people to consider for this. There's Zero, the NPC that I've started a relationship with, and then I have an NPC back at the tower, back at my radio station. So I consider that to be people I could be hiding. You see what I'm saying? So, Rich, what do you think? Does Zero hold any enmity against Oasis?
Not specifically.
Okay.
None that she's expressed to you, if she does.
She hasn't. She's been curious, like she wants to know why I want to go there and stuff like that.
Yes.
I just don't know my NPC well enough yet. We haven't met them on screen. I don't know what they're like. So,
Sorry.
I don't think that particular person, Zero, possibly might be going into Oasis.
Right.
If you're trying to bring your NPC in, your unmet NPC in, then I guess it would be. But otherwise, it's not like, do you know people who hate me?
Okay, well, I considered hiding to be people I associated with, so that's the way I was looking at it with.
Well, I mean, that's very generous of you, but I'm trying to help you narrow it down.
Sure. I think then I have to go with the answer of no. Everybody I know that I'm involved with either respects it or is curious about it, but not actively planning on taking it.
And I don't think any of that part there is said, so.
Okay.
Because busy doing the whole, we'll let the water wash away your sins, which would be longer, but when it's not on the bus. So I was like, well, there you go. You seem like I can let you in.
Awesome. And you, as you guys are doing this, because we haven't seen Sunset yet, Sunset, you are the person, like, sorry, I'm jumping around. Let me clearly state that this is, I'm making my move, but the first person who gets to witness it sunset so that we could see sunset. And
Would you like to know what sunset is doing?
I would like to know what sunset is doing.
Sunset is standing on top of Gabi, standing Overwatch, with an apple that she took from Upper 10's U-Haul because he didn't need it, on the end of her knife, and she is eating it while holding her machine pistol in her other hand. So I'm going to stand Overwatch because I am a crazy cowboy.
Awesome, crazy cowboy.
Yes.
Before we actually go into the move, let me do a thing.
Okay.
You hear echoing across the junk. It's a single voice, and then another voice. It starts with ba da ba ba ba. Then another ba da ba ba ba. Ba da ba ba ba. And it's coming off to the east primarily, but several different spots in the junk. You can hear some movement, and then you hear the sound of somebody banging against some metal, and that is starting to get people riled. And you can stand Overwatch now as you hear someone. It's probably Maybelline, just because she seems to be the most reactionary. So Maybelline screams out and points, and you think you see looks like curly red hair, bright neon red hair that's moving somewhere among the junk, like somebody's head. They duck down and they're moving around.
Okay. So are they attempting to interfere with anything right now, or are they just...
They are making their presence known, and that means an impending something is coming.
All right. Then I will make my roll. Sunset. And I got an 11.
That is pretty good. If I remember correctly, somebody was nice enough to highlight your cool.
They were the very best of people to highlight my cool. I love it when my cool is highlighted.
So go ahead and mark your XP.
Yep.
When you stand Overwatch, I believe you get some options, yes?
I do, because I rolled 10 or plus. So if anyone attacks or interferes with your ally, you attack them and inflict harm as established, as well as warning your ally. In this case, probably the fact that I'm firing an area effect weapon. And on a 10 or plus, choose one. It's either inflict terrible harm, or you inflict your harm before they carry out their attack or interference. So it's a tough choice between dealing terrible harm before or going before they do whatever they're trying to do. I think I'm going to deal it before they do whatever they're trying to do.
Awesome. So we'll go ahead and deal with that now. Things get tense, and then you hear the banging. It's like somebody's got a machete, or maybe like, you remember the orc swords from the Lord of the Rings trilogy that kind of just look like a freaking long ass cleaver with a stick at the end. Love that sword. You see a few of those, and then a few Wendy's pop out and start charging forward. They're rail thin, and they're just running forward as fast as they can, like they're going to try to mount the U-Haul and attack it. What do? You basically are staying Overwatch, so you can take that option now.
Yep. So Sunset is going to lay out fire with her automatic handgun. It's got armor piercing. It does 2 harm. And then once she fires it off, like, she's basically moving it real fast while she's firing. And then she sings out the theme, I think it's from Chili's, no, Applebee's, and goes, "You look good in the neighborhood." We move from fast food to diner.
Nice. Cool. So you scream out, "You look good in the neighborhood," and things start. A pitch battle begins. So you take out the first couple. They continue running forward, but you've raised enough alarm to where if you guys remember, the number one guy, Haribo, for upper 10, he steps out and fires his rifle, takes out the other two. And that is when upper 10 starts screaming, "Guys, get this thing going! Hey, get me out of here! Get me out of here! They'll come across. I gotta out of here, man. I gotta take care of Sector 10. Come on, hey, Rolo, let me in, Gobby." And I don't know if John had to step away. Okay, John went to mobile, so I muted you.
John went to mobile, and John, or rather, Rolo will, if we're close, like to pound, get us closer, wave at upper 10, like, hey, I'll climb out as I'll make room for his side. Did I do that?
I'm having I think you're saying, hey, you're trying to get Hound to move Gobstopper closer to pick up upper 10. I think, is that what you're saying?
That is what I'm saying. Like, for whatever reason, that doesn't work. Yes. Are you there? Sorry.
Yeah, we're here.
That totally did not work.
It was a nice attempt to be able to.
But yeah, we're gonna try to get her to get him close, so anybody that's getting out of the U-Haul can just climb on board. We have room for, not for a long trip, but certainly everybody can climb on board.
Excuse me.
I know but that's what I'm saying. So you can do whatever you're gonna do, but and I will hang out the door basically to assist people on board if anybody is coming.
Oh my goodness, that dog is so sweet. That just melts my heart. I'm sorry.
She is a sweetheart.
Okay. Hound, it's to you. It looks like with your sister on top of Gobstopper that Rolo has asked if he would mind doing a pickup for upper. Maybe nobody else? Yeah, probably his wives.
Sorry, I got a dog drive-by. So, yeah, that's fine.
All right, cool. Let's go ahead and see you act under fire, but you can use Gobstopper's handling because you are doing stuff while being a driver.
Okay. Cool again. I am not going to get any XP for that tonight.
Sorry.
That's all right.
If you want to read stuff or, open your brain, you get XP.
Boom!
Wow. Okay. And then your handling is actually a +1 on top of that. So that is probably the highest roll we'll see tonight.
Just smooth as that. Oh, ow!
So what does it look like for Hound when you
white
pull?
dog running through the house is what it looks like. What it looks like when I maneuver to pick them up.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a big fan of the accelerate while applying brakes, sort of skid to a stop. So I expect I was increasing my speed to some degree, and I would whip Gobby around so that the door would be facing where Joe Pesci,
Upper 10.
Upper 10, thank you, is, and come to the kind of like a screeching halt if I had tires, but it would be like a sudden halt where, you know, dust is thrown up, gives us kind of like a dust screen, and fly open. It's like
nice. So Upper 10 and Maybelline, who's holding Souvenir, and Radiant all move forward with Haribo covering their 6 as you hear the weird war cry of the Wendy's, which is a chant of 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. And they carry that louder and louder as you see Wendy's start coming over. You're too cool for school, though. You pull careening away.
That's like our theme for tonight, isn't it?
Do what? Too cool for school? Yes, that is the theme. That's our theme. With when people are rolling 14s, you are literally too cool for school. Gobstopper pulls away. The U-Haul, however, is under some serious attack, and you hear a few gunshots ring out, and it looks like maybe your best course right now, because the candy bars are going to charge in, but they may need to leave the U-Haul behind. Let's see, Greg, you're in the Gobstopper. You're on top of the Gobstopper. Sunset and Rolo, are you inside or outside? Are you in the vehicle to help everybody get in?
Door.
I'm doing the door gunner thing of hanging there.
Awesome.
Because it's a hover vehicle, so you know, I'm assuming it's not the easiest thing to get in when it's operating. So, you know, give me your hand and I yank you up.
Awesome. Yeah, you yank all of them up, and Haribo's the last one. He hangs on the side like he grabs a handhold and hangs along the side, and Gobstopper, as the Wendy's start to stream over the U-Haul, there's at least a dozen of them that have taken it. They're taking over the U-Haul right now, and the candy bars are in a pretty pitched battle with them. Up ahead, you see the trailers moved out of the way, and standing up on top of the trailer is Blackjack, and she's waving you guys in, like, get in, come on, inside. What do you do?
So is there anybody left with the trailer?
There are no people that you've left behind in the U-Haul at this point. You've gotten everybody moved into Gobstopper, but there's a bunch of supplies and creature comforts that are going to be left behind on the U-Haul.
Everybody hang on for a sec. This might hurt a little bit. Because if we can't have the supplies, clearly they can't have the supplies.
Oh, shit. What does that mean?
Full speed ahead.
Ramming speed, Captain?
Ramming speed.
Nice. Okay. Then combat driver will take effect. You're just going to ram into the U-Haul with the Wendy's that are on it, trying to get inside and grab the supplies. And
yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Go ahead. You use your vehicle as a weapon. Inflict +1 harm. So go ahead and seize this by force. I think is what you're doing, right?
Yeah. You want me? What? Huh. So I'm not using combat driver?
You are using combat driver. You get to do 1 + 1.
Okay. Yep. Sorry. I haven't done it. I haven't used that move in a little bit, so I've kind of forgot how that works. All right.
All it means is you get a +1 harm because you're just really good at doing harm while in your vehicle.
It's just hard is -1, and that's hard.
She's regretting that stat choice.
Yeah.
Ah!
Oh goodness. So yeah. You charge forward to slam into the U-Haul, and the U-Haul, like it tips over, and then it had gotten almost all the way over the IEDs, and it tips over and slams right into the IEDs and flips up in the air and smashes right on top of Gobstopper. You're driving, so you get to take 2 harm. So the 2 harm that you'd healed, you get right back again. So you're back to 6 harm, and Gobstopper has enough armor to where it just blew out the front window. Gobby's probably able to run, but a couple of those Windies have jumped off, and one of them grabs Haribo and is trying to drag him down. You're right on top, though, Sunset. What are you doing?
One of the Wendy's is grabbing Haribo and trying to drag him down.
Yes.
All right. Well, presuming I didn't have to make any other roll, then like my response is to pull up my big nasty knife and stab him in the face. Like leap down, make with the stabbing.
That
Like
sounds
it.
amazing. Cool. Yeah, so I think you're doing single combat with this guy, right?
Sounds right.
Cool. So you do single combat with someone, no quarters, exchange harm, but first roll plus hard.
All right. Hard is not great for me, which is why normally I prefer to not do this. All right.
Oh,
Yep. Would have failed even if I hadn't sucked it hard.
We're not having a good night.
It's
Okay.
fine.
So you're still gonna on a miss, your opponent chooses one against you. That's all.
Mhm.
So you jump down, and here I'll be an evil, terrible person and show you a picture of what he looks like. Well, yeah, there we go. Make it advance this drawing and make him nice and big. Bloop. There you,
Really?
yep. There you go. Yeah, so he's got the crazy red hair, white cake makeup, the red around his mouth. You can see that his teeth are yellowed, and there's little bits of gristle and reddishness in the middle there. And you jump down, you stab him with your knife, which hurts him a lot because he doesn't walk around with armor. However, he's going to chop on you, and so he gets to make an option choice from the single combat of inflicting terrible or suffering little. He is using a 2 harm dagger. He is going to inflict terrible. So where he's doing 9 harm, 9 o'clock to you.
Okay.
To get a 9 o'clock, and you'll need to roll the harm move. I think what he does, he just stabs you in the gut with his orky knife. He just kind of stabs you in with that and rakes
Yep.
so the long, straight poke part comes across your ribs. Let's go ahead and have you roll +3 for harm.
Okay. I, in fact, have a level of armor. So,
Yay! So roll +2.
all right. So let's see here. So I actually have to put this into the roller here the hard way. All right. I rolled.
You could make the harm move.
It doesn't matter. I just did it the long way around.
It's all good. It's all
So
good.
I got a 7.
All right, on a 7 to 9 with the harm. MC can choose one. You lose your footing, you lose your grip on whatever you're holding, you lose track of someone or something you're attending to, you miss noticing something important. He brings that weapon across your ribs. The armor eats up a bit of it, but it still hurts. And it's enough to take the wind out of you. And then the next thing that you notice, like there's that kind of that weird ringing in your ears as you hear a couple of shots go off, and you see that they have pulled Haribo under into some of the junk. I'm not sure if underneath this area where the U-Haul kind of gone up onto the slope of junk, there might be some underlayment or some kind of tunnel or something. They've yanked Haribo down, and you can hear him down there. What do you do?
Well, let me ask 2 math questions real quick. First of all, I still mark 6 o'clock harm, right?
Correct.
All right. So second of all, this guy still took my 3 harm knife.
He is not the one who yanked him down.
All right. I'm just
down.
making sure that he is down.
No,
yeah.
it's a really good question because I wasn't clear. He's a dead dude.
All right.
Like, he's bleeding out.
Okay. So they've dragged Haribo down and are intending to do all kinds of nastiness, right?
Yes.
Right. I think. Hold on a second. Do they currently have eyes on Sunset?
I don't think they do. It is pretty hectic, so I don't think they have eyes on Sunset.
So what Sunset does is she makes panicky noises. It says, "Oh my God, they're gonna eat me! They're gonna eat me! They're gonna eat me!" and like drags her hand down. I'm acting as bait.
Oh, that's awesome! I think that's actually a move. Like
it is actually a move.
There is a move. That's awesome.
Yeah. So
I all the moves, and now all of a sudden we're stumbling into them. So I don't have to make calls. I don't have to tell you to act under fire all the time.
Yeah.
What is that? When there's mouse and cat and mouse. Where is that?
Yep. It's a battle moves. It's on the same page as exchanging harm down under a subterfuge.
Yep. There you go. You're the mouse.
Well, I am the bait.
You're the
It's
bait.
The first one.
Even better. You're the bait. Roll plus cool. Oh my goodness, you're so good at being bait. You're just naturally bait.
Yeah, no one expects the little girl. The fool.
Oh, it's highlighted too, so you get another XP. Tricky.
Yep. All right. Hopefully, it'll be a better roll. Yeah, a little better. So I get to choose one. So I'm willing to expose myself to my otherwise any harm your fray inflicts is +1. I don't really want to have them doing +1 harm to me. So I'm going to have to pick that as my one option. So they're suspicious and they're approaching suspiciously.
Okay, cool. I'm going to roll inside Gobstopper right now because I don't know what is going on with Grig. But we'll say you're screaming out, you're sounding scared. Grig, we cut into Gobstopper, which is a bus, right? So you're seeing all of this going on. You felt the big rush. You hear the flames and the explosion from the U-Haul outside. Souvenir started crying again because he's a baby, and you've got Maybelline and Radiant here and a freaked out Upper 10. What is Grig doing? I mean, is she a news, like, is she the kind of news that this is like combat reporter time, or is she a news that's trying to calm everybody and then learn what they feel?
I don't think that I'm actually getting kind of a vibe for her that like battle is something awful for her. Like there's something that happened in her past that makes her really afraid of pitched battle.
Oh, that's interesting.
So I am with Upper 10 and his wives and his trophy child, and I'm going to try to keep everybody calm and distracted, which I don't think is very possible, but that's what she'll try to do, is try to take control of her tiny little world, which is just these few people. How do I do that? Let's see.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't sound like you're trying to engage rally to the cause or the good fight.
I don't know where those moves are to read them. Oh, you mean my moves? Okay, sorry. Yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not rallying to the cause. I'm sorry. I thought those were like.
No, I get you. I've been doing. We've been jumping all over with all kinds of moves.
Yeah. How about man, this is tough. So I will pull out a flask of liquor, bourbon, something like that, and I'll start letting people drink from it, and you know, I'll just remind them that this is what we hired, or this is why the candy bars have been hired to do the job, and this is what their lives are, and you know, they're gonna take care of this, and you know, we're in the best bus in the land, and you know, everything's gonna be fine.
All right, cool. I think you're really trying to calm them through like manipulating their emotions to be less on edge, that you don't want Upper 10 to make any rash actions, that the branded who are among you don't freak out. So let's have you manipulate them by rolling plus hot.
Okay.
It is highlighted for you, so.
Okay. I got a 10.
Nice. Even though there is cacophony all outside, even Upper 10 doesn't, like, he isn't screaming about the fact that his U-Haul was just destroyed. And you keep these people under control. You keep it under wraps. Things are calm in this area. They're trusting in the branded. They're trusting in Rolo and in Hound. Less so trusting in Sunset because she's screaming for help. Gobstopper is, you can, if you want to try to back up and pull one of those spin out and take off, you can, Hound. However, you hear your sister just outside, and she sounds uncharacteristically scared. What do you do, Hound?
I'm trying. What I'm thinking about is whether I know that she's acting as bait.
Yeah. You could read a sitch.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll do that. Read a sitch.
By the way, that is rolling sharp. You'll get an XP.
And level. I mean, yeah.
That'll be your 5th. Nice.
That's my 5th.
Hooray. All right, roll.
Hey, finally. Okay.
Wow, you get 3 questions. Do you have the questions with you? Or you want me to drop them into?
That's on my other computer, so I don't have it up with me.
Let me drop it into, you get 3 questions.
Yep.
I'll drop it into the Hangout chat for you.
Oh, this is the one for, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I could have said look up.
I
Oh,
should
well.
have just scrolled up. Yeah, sorry about that.
That's
Well, who's in control here would be a good place to start, because if she's acting as bait, it would kind of come off as being in control. I'm not sure, but it might be stretching a little bit.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, you've rolled really well. You can tell it's your sister. She's being bait. She's pulling a fast one. She's Brer Rabbit. You get 3 total.
I know. I'm trying to decide because I know what the third one's going to be, so I'm trying to decide on the second one. What should I be on the lookout for?
What should you be on the lookout for? Well, if she's not on top, then it's entirely possible that any opportunistic Wendy who wants to brave the flames of the U-Haul right by you will try to climb up there and get in from up top.
Are you on top, Sunset?
No, she's not. She dropped down to help out Haribo.
Yeah.
I also had to get out of the way of a giant flaming U-Haul.
Yeah, there's that flaming U-Haul. I'm imagining that we like shot it with the U-Haul coming. You like dive just barely out of the way because Battle Babe.
Well, and she dives forward, so it been like it, because you said it landed on top of Gobstopper, right? So like she dives forward as it lands right where she is at. Big fireball.
Yeah, totally that.
She went into the front window to try and save Haribo.
Superhero landing. Okay, so my third question. So I'm guessing she's okay. What's my best escape route?
Your best escape route is to leave your sister behind and trust that she can hook up with a candy bar and you can get right out right now, no roll, no problem. A little bit of damage to Gobstopper from the U-Haul, you can repair that at topside, but that's your best way out. Just back up, turn around, GTFO.
Yeah, okay.
So what do you do?
Back up, turn around, and GTFO.
All right, no roll. Griggy, keep everybody calm. Rolo, you hear the grinding of metal as the U-Haul slams down, with no longer having Gobstopper holding it up off the ground, and it slides back down to where the IED is, off the junk. And we cut to sunset as you see a few Wendy's climbing up out of the hole, coming towards you. Oh, you're muted, Jason.
That's all right. We also have Gobby driving away, right?
Yes, you're being left behind.
All right. Anything left of Haribo or any chance of Haribo?
Yeah. He is still down in there. It sounds like he might be trying to fight one of them off, but a couple more have climbed past him.
All right.
And trying to get to you.
Since there's a group of them in front of me, I'm just going to go psych and unload my gun into them because
Sweet.
It seems a likely place to do it.
I think you're trying to seize Haribo's freedom by force. So let's see you do that. You're acting on the answer of your thing. So, you moused, but I'm going to give you a +1 forward from this because
all right,
feels right to me.
Yeah, that's lovely because that brings me up to the +0. Hey, nice.
What? That is wicked, dude.
Yay!
Box cars. All right, cool. You get options.
Yeah. So I get 2.
No, you get 3.
Oh, right. So I was looking at the 7 and 9. All right. I would like to suffer little harm because I'm already a little banged up.
Okay.
I think the thing I'm seizing control, I'm trying to free up Haribo, basically. So
Okay.
I would like to take definite and undeniable control.
I like it.
And, you know, it's already a whole lot of 2 armor-piercing harm going on. I think I want to impress, dismay, or frighten them more than I want to inflict terrible harm.
So what does this look like with you? Like, you take out one of these, the other runs away because you do swap harm, right? So you kill one of them, one ends up running away, and you're able to kind of reach down and grab Haribo. How do you pull that off? Like, what's the cool shot sequence that we have?
So she. Let me be clear about the space that I'm diving into here. This is the remains of the U-Haul, or?
Oh, great question. So there was a slope of a bunch of junk, like refrigerators, just like a junk. The U-Haul was going over it and then got hit by Gobstopper, so it flipped over. So this U-Haul is not where you're.
Yeah, it's just a pile of junk, basically.
Just a pile of junk where they've tunneled in and around it, and we're trying to use it to attack you and the little point that they set up.
So one of them cautiously sticks their heads out. She goes psych, presses the gun against them, and fires.
Nice.
The other one turns to run, and she's like firing to clip at him. And then she just kind of reaches in and hauls Haribo out with a lot more strength than you'd think a little girl could. Just kind of throws them out into the ground, and then just looks at them kind of deadpan and goes, "We got to move."
Nice. Haribo will climb up out of there, and you guys are going to have to beat feet, and there will be Wendy's chasing you. I want you to act under fire. Do something under fire here. The 2 of you are running a football field length with some Wendy's kind of springing the last bit of their trap here, trying to get after you.
12.
Don't forget that you get yet another XP.
That will, in fact, be the 5th one.
Holy crappuccino, you XP machine.
I love it when people mark cool and hot. That's
so nice.
Yay.
So you're beating feet. You take off at a dead run. Sound like you were going to say something, so I interrupted you. What were you going to say?
No. I mean, basically, there's a dead run, and every once in a while, she just looks back and fires off a couple more shots.
Nice.
Just keeping them at bay.
Sweet. So, you fire a few shots. A couple of the candy bar grounders come around and right up near you. One of the girls, a prospect, she offers you a hand up, and one of the other grounders, which is Abazaba's, she's pulling Haribo up and on. Do you keep running, or do you go ahead and get on with the prospect? And I don't want to just narrate you doing that if that's not a thing that you would do.
No, I think that she goes ahead and gets on, and just turns back and gives them the finger as they drive away.
Nice. Cool. And there's this like litter of Wendy's bodies as they're still trying to run after you guys, firing on them. Then eventually a few of them stop. And that's when the candy bars on the hover bikes come and just mow a couple of them down. You see as Watcha comes with her machete and she whacks one guy in the back of the neck and nearly chops his head off. It lolls to the side and he drops to the ground. And the Wendy's are breaking and running. The candy bars come up from behind you and they kind of go around and a couple of them go in front, and they actually like 4 around kind of protect the grounders. You guys, the rest of the gang, are heading through where the trailer is. We jump ahead. Grig, Rolo, and Hound, you guys pull Gabi inside, and Blackjack, she's going to scream out. She's there. She's screaming, Rolo, Rolo, what about the candies? Shut him out.
Let him in.
She's not like that, but she doesn't fight you on it. And so the candy bars come zooming in, and the bulldozer starts to move. Beep, 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 as the trailer moves back and closes the gate. And you guys have made it home. Let's go ahead and take probably will be our only bio break for the session, because we're playing for an hour after this. And we'll take about 6-7 minutes. So smoke them if you got them. Otherwise, bathroom. But we'll see you guys in a few.
All right.
See you in a moment.
I watched the first season of the sci-fi show Van Helsing, and I can't get over how much I enjoyed it. Like, I realize it's not high art. It has some problems where it's kind of a little sloppy. Some of the action directions a bit confusing. There's some plot twists that don't exactly hold up, but damn if I didn't enjoy myself anyway. So it kind of played fast and loose with, like, you like this. It did the early seasons of The Walking Dead where it didn't feel gimmicky, where it was like, you love this character, they're gone. You like this character, done for. You like this character, oh sorry, they're out of here. It's like, holy crap, nobody's going to be left by the end of the season. You have to introduce some new characters, and then they do, and then they die. It's like, yes.
We'll definitely add that to the queue.
I was shocked. Because I watched the first 20 minutes of Winona Earp, and I was like, yeah, whatever. It's just like not as good as Supernatural, but kind of wants to be Supernatural. But Van Helsing's a whole different animal, and it's pretty good. I dig it. It's not perfect, but I like it.
I wondered if Jason watches or has watched Glow.
I knew you were going to go to Glow. I bet you he digs it. I would imagine it's right up his alley.
Because it's like, that's one PBTA that just doesn't float my canoe. But I watched that show. We binge watched the first season, like, basically, like, our most serious binge watching. Like, okay, we're just going to finish it instantly. And pretty close with the second season. And
we have one episode.
Whenever I watch it, I'm just like, okay, maybe I could really get into a worldwide wrestling game. If you could do worldwide wrestling with that setting.
Yeah, I don't know why you couldn't. What's the verdict from Jason Cox? Have you watched Glow?
Talking about Glow. Yeah, I saw season 1. You absolutely could. Normally, most of the episodes of a worldwide wrestling game happen on site, so in the stadium, wherever they are. But there's always the tension between the backstage and front of stage. Most of what happens on the show Glow actually doesn't happen in the ring. You could certainly run a Glow game, and I think that would be awesome. But I think if you wanted to imitate the show, you may actually want to do a slightly different system. So I don't know. That is a big part of what worldwide wrestling is about the tension between what's real and what's fake. But at least in season 1, a lot of what it was about was, I guess, developing bonds of... I don't want to say sisterhood because I don't feel like I have a right to say it, but the developing relationships between the people who are trying to make this crazy ass thing work. But I super love worldwide wrestling. I've told many people, like, the first time I ever play tested that, I left saying that for 30 years people have been trying to write a wrestling game and they have all sucked. And the reason was that you put two people in a ring fighting, and one person whatever wins, and the other one loses, and no one cares. And worldwide wrestling's genius is that it's not really about who wins. It's about the putting on of the show, about the tension of real world versus the ring. It's about all the things that are involved in wrestling that you don't normally see because you're so busy focused on that one fight.
Cool.
What normally happens when people play it, because I'm just going to rub my mouth. When people play it is the first time they play it, they're normally more focused on the matches. And the more games you play, the more backstage stuff you end up seeing.
We're enjoying the second season. We were racing to try and finish it before this game, but we failed.
Yeah, we haven't started on that. We've been watching Cloak and Dagger, which I was talking about online, and in the episode that just appeared on Hulu, Rich, I gotta tell you, Tyrone used his powers to provoke fear to the point where a gang member runs away and leaves something important behind.
Oh, cool.
Like, I was like, oh, you just went right into Doom to know. So,
I am vindicated!
yeah, well, like I said, he's typically doomed. It's just in the first couple episodes, he was feeling a little legacy, and that was interesting to me because I think it's interesting to do a legacy.
You supported your argument very, very well. I was only saying that, like, tonally, he didn't feel legacy because he's just all of his powers are so dark. But
yeah,
the influences were 100% very legacy. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's also interesting, like, because they're street level, but so one thing about that is that I think it would be interesting to have a legacy where your family's not superheroes per se, just influential people. And another thing that is interesting about transposing Cloak and Dagger into masks is normally when you're dealing like a teenage game, the assumption is often that you're looking at like a Janice. And Tandy is a con woman, but she utterly doesn't care about maintaining a double identity. Like, she has multiple identities, but she's not a Janice in any way, shape, or form, which is why, like, she's reformed or delinquent.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a super interesting take on that character to me.
All right. Let's bring it back in. I apologize for the big detour there, but that was fun. We're going to skip a bit of time. You guys have arrived topside. I want to pick up with Greg. As you've arrived, I want to know a little bit about Nevermore. Where is it on the map that you imagine Nevermore being? Because it's a tower, so it's got to be on topside.
Yeah, I've been looking at the newest map that we've got, the one that we got today.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking that the near A and B, near the Waterhouse and the R&R, there's a blue, like, vehicle-looking thing, and then in the center of it, it looks like a giant tower to me. So to the north of A.
I'm on the Roll20. If you look, I've got the map in the bottom right-hand corner, and I'm trying to hover over. Is that it? Do you see a little?
No. If you'll go to.
Well, you can do it too. You can actually just left click your mouse and hold it, and it will.
There you go.
Ping. Oh, here.
Yeah.
All right.
That tower there is what I was thinking.
Right on the edge. That's dangerous. I like it.
Yeah, I chose. It's in a well-known location, so I figured it would be obvious.
Awesome. So tell us a bit about it. And
Okay.
Is anyone going with Greg to the radio tower?
I would. At some point, I would like to see the healer that they've got around, but, you know.
Oh, do we have a healer?
There's one listed on the NPCs.
There is indeed. Our NPCs list. We have.
Curvy
It's in the
Worthy.
handouts. It's in the handouts. Sorry.
Curly Worthy.
Yes, Curly Whirly, a healer at the source.
Oh, but I'm not at the source, right?
No, this is the source. Well, are they down in the Oasis? That's a good question.
They're in the source means they work downstairs, but he might work upstairs because he's a healer.
I can imagine you call him up if you wanted.
Yeah, he's an actual healer, and I do the magic healing, but that's always going to be down. Well, up to this point, it's always been downstairs. But
Is it this point too? Totally up to you.
excuse me.
Are you calling Curly Whirly up, or are you just because you've already done the test for Greg? So
Well, since he wanted to go down and see the oasis anyway, it would seem like a fairly natural thing to take him down, or take her down, like along with all the injured people, so I can do a healing ritual with them all.
Okay.
Although it might be difficult to get sunset in there, I just realized, oh well.
I think I'll come down later if that's okay. Like, I want to go to the tower and stuff, like go to Nevermore. Is it okay if I come down later?
Of course, it's come down when you can come down.
Okay. So, to answer your question, Rich, I imagine that Nevermore is a pretty large, scrapped spaceship, with call sign NVR MR, and it still has, like, I imagine it's kind of like a Firefly style ship, like a small one, and it doesn't have like it doesn't have the main engine anymore, so there's no way that anybody could even repair it to get out of this place. But it's got a nice profile, and coming out of the center of it is this tower, and I have hooked up the machinery from the ship to the machinery in the tower, and the tower is what's doing the broadcasting, and the ship's what's got the power for it. So the two of them are kind of now symbiotically linked. Does that make sense?
Makes sense. What are some of the features of this ship? Does she live in the ship and then the tower just does a broadcast? Like, this is really fascinating. I like the idea of a really small ship being the power base for it, and it can even be where her room is, or rooms, that kind of stuff. But
yeah. So it can comfortably house 2 to 4 people. Comes with a guard and an assistant. So that would take up 3 of the rooms. So I guess there's one room available for guests. And it's got strong walls because it's got, like, it's a spaceship, so it's kind of built for space battles and stuff like that. But yeah, I imagine that it was some cruise ship, and so, like, when I found it, people's like, amenities were in there. There's different flavors to each room, and it's got its own facilities and stuff like that. So it's self-contained, and it's like I've built a door into the tower, and so I just basically go to the center of the ship and then open and go through that, like, hole in the tower, and then I climb up in it to broadcast. And
that's cool.
And I can see the suns and all that from there. I assume we have more than one sun because
Sure.
Yeah.
Because sci-fi. So yeah. You have one main sun, and then you got one little tiny sun, and the two, like, I imagine there's like they have different orbits or stuff like that, and occasionally when they come in alignment, it's really bad. Everybody freaks out. Yeah, that's cool. So you've got Oogie Bogey.
Oogie Boogie.
Tell me about him. I've got a picture for him. He's actually up there already.
He and I have been together a long time. He was the one that went with me on that trip to the where did we go? Where I got hurt? I can't remember the name of it. Like the silos that we found, the exposed engines or whatever they were.
Yes, out to the exposed engine. I can tell you more about that in just a second.
So he's kind of a believer like me that, we're, filled with sin, and, the truth is what brings you closer to being whole. And he's just a mechanical genius. I couldn't have done half this work without him. I did not detail I've not got any ideas about the bodyguard though.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought maybe you'd be using the person from before.
That's fine. You could. I don't remember anything about them. So
I don't either.
Yeah. So, but yes, I have a bodyguard as well.
Cool.
Although I'm not sure why neither of them came with me on this trip. I don't know. Maybe I told them to stay behind. I had visions of shit going down. maybe that gaze into the abyss wasn't the first time I'd seen that vision, of dead people in topside. So.
Oh, it was Tempo.
Tempo. That's a great name. I wanted to call them Sixpenny, but we went with Tempo.
You can call him Sixpenny now.
No, Tempo it is.
All right. Tempo. So you come in. I'd say you don't even get to the ship when Tempo comes out with her the machine gun.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks you over. That was crazy. You really should have let me go.
You are absolutely correct. I made a mistake.
As long as you remember that now for next time. Are you okay? You look rough. Did you get hurt? She gently pats your shoulders, like she slings her machine gun and comes over and starts patting you down as if you would lie about being wounded or something.
Right. And I tense up when she touches me, like that whole sin and body thing. But I let her do what she's going to do. No. Luckily, Sunset was there, and she was the one that got injured. If you want to help somebody, I would help her.
Sunset, what's your relationship with Tempo? Did you see the picture?
I did.
Yes, I also saw the picture. I think that Tempo is suspicious of Sunset. Because she comes in, she sings her little songs, and then just goes away again. Doesn't really seem connected. And in that way, Tempo is suspicious of Sunset not really supporting what Greg is building here. But certainly knows me, has certainly seen me.
So she'll scoff. Yeah. Sunset's in some trouble. What a surprise.
I believe she saved someone's life today, if not many.
Yeah, man. She probably got him in trouble in the first place. I don't know her, but then you hear, oh, is she bitching about Sunset again? And Oogie Boogie, he sticks his head out of the little port that broke at some point. It was a viewport, and then he sticks his head out, then pushes the curtain aside, sticks his head out, looks around. You're not dead. That's good.
Good to see you again, too.
Did you bring my parts?
Well, there was this
He closes the
exploding
curtain.
U-Haul and
He grunts, and he doesn't. The well is all the answer he had time for. He closes the curtain. He heads back in.
but I had this whole explanation. And I tell Tempo, I'm like, hey, listen, someone might be coming by later to visit me. Don't shoot them unless they need it. Okay?
All right. They have the password? There's no password.
I think you'll have to interview them. The password was unavailable when we spoke.
All right. Listen, there's a group that traveled through. They want to play. They want to play on live. I told them there's no way. Not until you're back.
Well, good. Thank you. That's the right answer. I can't verify the quality of their work without being here. Are they still? They're still here then?
They're around. They're called KRS.
KRS.
Nah, it stands for something. Can't remember shit. Who knows?
The words of the past, they hold so much meaning, don't they?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I will find this KRS and determine if they're worth broadcasting or not.
Okay.
Is there anything I need to get bartered for? Anything I need to bring back?
Well, I mean, there were the parts, but
I think that I actually have I was supposed to do something at the beginning of the session.
oh,
Like, right? At the beginning of your session, spend barter for your lifestyle plus 1 for the studio. If you can.
yeah.
So I
That's
don't know
right.
much.
That lifestyle thing that's in second edition that I forget to do sometimes.
Right.
Oops. Do you spend a barter? If so, then you can have the parts.
Well, how much barter do I have?
I don't know. What'd you start with? News. Gear. You. 1 weapon of last resort, fashionable pseudo oddments worth 1 barter. So it would be your only barter.
But I need 2 barter. Because I need 1 for my lifestyle and 1 for the studio. Well, I pay for the studio, but I can't pay for my lifestyle, so I can't pay that.
Okay, hold on. Does anyone want to pay for Greg's lifestyle? Since we've introduced this, let's go through the thing. Will anybody pay for Greg's food?
Well, we're all paying for our own lifestyles as well for this one?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. So let's quickly go over lifestyle because this is the first time we've engaged it, and I want to make sure everybody's on the same page. Okay, lifestyle. Sorry.
I don't know if this was considered to be a gig in the first place, so
We really loosely defined it, unfortunately, and I probably should have done a better job of that so that it folded into lifestyle better. Lifestyle and gigs. At the beginning of the session, spend 1 or 2 barter for your lifestyle. If you can or won't tell the MC and answer her questions, you need jingle during a session, tell the MC you'd like to work a gig. So, will anyone pay Grig's way?
Yes.
All right, so that is a barter that is being paid by Rolo.
Sounds like I owe Rolo then.
You owe Rolo. What about Sunset? Are you able to? Are you willing to pay your way?
Sunset has 4 barter right now, and so I guess I will pay my way on this one.
Good deal.
To speak out in favor of Grig for a moment. My understanding is that the entire reason that Grig was hanging out with Upper 10 is because Grig was appearing at the side of a wealthy NPC, which is normally a gig.
You are right. You are right. No, that's very, very fair. So
doesn't save me any barter, but
so it'll save you a lower barter. Let's say that pays your way, so you can spend your 1 barter to have the stuff for Oogie Boogie, and you get paid by.
Oh wait, I was looking at a Skinner's gigs.
But I think Anus can do similar stuff. Like I think. Yeah.
I think he'll pay me when I interview him, so that'll be coming up. So okay, Rolo, thank you. But I'll take care of myself this period.
No problem.
Cool. And then what about Hound? Are you paying
I
barter?
paid for Hound.
Why? What did I do?
What? I don't know. You're driving my Brandon around. You went with me to save people.
Isn't that the bonded?
You were. But yes, that's the bonded. So I don't know. You might have been doing a gig for me this whole time.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay.
And I think looking at my Battle Babe moves here, I'm probably going to try and extort some of this from Upper 10 because serve a wealthy NPC as a bodyguard, execute murder on behalf of wealthy NPC. I feel like I've earned those things. But I could roleplay that out.
I'd really like to see you roleplay that out.
I would happily do that.
That sounds really fun to me. So we'll want to bring Grig to a close. So Grig, yeah, the tempo mentions the stuff for Oogie Boogie, the parts, but other than that, we're okay.
Okay. All right. I asked her to come with me and point out this KRS group.
Okay. Yeah, she'll come with you to do that. Let's bounce away from that for a little bit. Where is it that Hound Gabi is in rough shape? I imagine that you're near Pop-Tart's Pit Stop. By the way, that's amazing. I love the idea of Pop-Tart's Pit Stop. And probably not say it that well again. Pop-Tart's Pit Stop. Yeah, we see front grill of Gabi mangled, all the hood burned, mashed in, the front glass is gone. She's in rough shape, and Ludens is there looking at it with you. And he does that little.
Sorry, can you say that again?
Ludens, the little 12-year-old mechanic.
Yep.
He's staying there with you as you look at all the mess, and he makes a little whistle sound like. Shakes his head.
I know.
Once the Windies are gone, we can go out and scrounge.
I screwed up. I shouldn't have. Not like I can fix it now.
Hwacha and AJ, they park their hover bikes and come over. Hwacha looks up, says, "Oh, rough. Man, I thought your boy would come out better than it did."
You guys okay?
Hwacha looks over at AJ, and you can see there's a few bumps and bruises. There's like her knuckles are a bit bloody. So we kept moving. We're all right.
Yeah, so we'll get him fixed. And in the meantime,
Cookie.
sorry, there's a cat downstairs, and our dog is very interested in that fact. We'll get him fixed up, and everybody got out okay. So I guess that's what's important.
Haribo seems to have pulled away from Upper Tin. He says, "Sunset. Hey, I owe you big." Well, you did.
Yeah. You have it in mind how you intend to pay that back?
What do you need?
I got to pay docs. I got to eat. You got Jingle?
Yeah.
Do you have music?
No.
Ah, well. Jingle would be good.
Okay. I got you.
Hound, your ride looks like shit. You should drive more careful.
You suck.
You suck.
You swallowed.
That's only good graces.
Well done. Well done. I knew you would take care of yourself. That's why I left you behind. It was a suck decision.
No, I got that.
Okay.
No, it was the right call.
I
I'm just
know
saying
it was the right call, but it was a suck decision. I don't want to make it again. Okay.
Well, they're all suck decisions.
That's true.
I mean, at least on this one, you made the right one. So there you go.
Well, you just made it sound like I don't usually make the right one.
I mean, not always. I can't really say for usual. I can only speak to my experience.
That's fair.
Fucking what the hell?
What?
And then Rolo, Butternut makes his way over. He usually brews up top, and he starts giving you a rattle down of like, "Listen, I'm glad you're back." Is Rolo a hugger? Because Butternut's a hugger. So how does that go?
I am a hugger. I'm not the fake kisser that
Hound is?
that Hound is. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he wraps his he's big Samoan guy, right? So he wraps his arms around you, does a couple of back slaps there, stands back, his big meaty hands on your shoulders. Glad you're back. A lot of trouble. You saw the Wendy's, but that's not all.
Oh, what else?
Oh,
That's not enough.
oh God. Oh, the washerwomen, they won't wash anything anymore. Everybody smells. All our stuff's getting dirty. You gotta fix that.
Why aren't the washers washing?
I don't know. They're lazy. I'm just brewing. I don't know, man. All I know is that this is the third day. Third day with these clothes. I'm kind of rank.
Well, we'll see what's going on. Make sure everybody gets off the gobstopper there. We got some injured. And probably if you could get Curly Whirly to come up. One of the people injured, I'm not sure they're going to be going down. At least one of them.
Okay. I'll go get Curly Whirly. Good to see you back.
Good to see you, brother.
Don't go out anymore.
Sometimes you gotta take care of people outside.
He looks over and says, "No offense, Chicklet." And she just flipped him a bird. And then he'll amble off to head down and get Curly Whirly. And so you'll get things organized and going. And we're heading near time. So I think the last thing that we see is you're heading out to find KRS-One, Grig, and KRS-One is, I'm going to find, where's a place?
Is he KRS-One or just KRS?
He's KRS-One.
Okay. He's an amazing rapper.
He's an amazing, amazing rapper.
I'm moved by his social consciousness.
He's so cool. I was going to just use KRS, but in my head it's KRS-One, so I said that out loud. But anyway, what is Backstreet? I'm looking on Topside. What is Backstreet?
I don't know. Some
That's
of those
awesome.
I just put down names so that it might stir up something.
That's awesome. I think that KRS-One is staying in the tanks. So you're headed over to the tanks, Grig, where KRS is, and that's not far from where everybody else is gathering around. Curly Whirly starting to make her appearance and start to work on the most wounded. None of the candy bars are going to get healed. Like, they'll take care of themselves. They got a bunch of bumps and bruises, a few shots and arrow wounds and the like, but they're taking care of themselves.
Do I see Zero?
And that's exactly what I was going to say.
Oh, okay.
Zero comes walking over when she sees you heading over to the tanks, and she hangs back. Doesn't want to interrupt if you're on some kind of business, but yeah, she's definitely very intent on seeing where you're going. What do you do?
I motion her over.
Cool. As you motion her over, there's a rap from Tempo. She just knocks on the little door into the, I imagine it's like little trailers that are inside the tanks, or rooms and domiciles that are set up inside of it. And you see Tempo starts talking to KRS, and Zero comes over to you. You okay?
Yes. How do you deal with that madness? Chaos.
Just over your head and go through. If you see any opportunities, you pick somebody off. Watch out for your sisters and make it through. Or you don't.
Where are you going to be staying? Do you need to stay with the rest of your candy bars?
I was thinking you could take a bath. I could stay with you.
Okay. That works for me. I have to talk to this performer here, get something lined up, but and I point to the tower with the spaceship, the thing that's very obvious and everybody easily seen. I'm just like, just meet me up there. This is Tempo. I've told her to let you in.
Tempo looks. Tempo doesn't look back. She's talking to KRS, but
Right.
yeah, she Zero nods. Okay.
Yeah, I've lined up access to the baths, so it'll be soon. Okay.
Looking forward to it. And with KRS coming out, we see the two of you starting to talk about the possibility of him playing and we'll bring tonight's session to a close. Hold on a second. All right. Cool. So we'll bring tonight's session to a close so that we can do our session in stuff. Let's get through it, children's. At the end of every session, choose a character who knows you better than they used to. If there's more than one, choose one at your whim. Tell the player to add +1 to your HX with you on their sheet. We're going to start with the toughest nut to crack. Hound, who knows you better?
I am going to go with Sunset.
Hooray, I'm back to -1.
Yay, back to -1. Way to go.
Yeah.
Awesome. So then we'll go from right to left. So next is Greg, who knows you better?
Definitely Rolo.
Awesome.
That conversation we had earlier.
Yeah, that was a good combo. Rolo, who knows you better?
Greg.
All right. Last but not least, Sunset, who knows you better?
I kind of feel like both Hound and Rolo know me better, but I'm gonna give it to Rolo, I think, because I did what Hound knew I would do, and what Rolo probably didn't see coming.
I concur with that.
Nice. Nice. Cool. So in the last few minutes here, I'd love to do Roses and Thorns.
I've possibly gone with you, babe.
Well, remember, you get to choose at your whim, so there you go. You're whimsical.
Yeah, it's like there was a good conversation with Greg, but then I'm like, and I was like, but I didn't really talk to Hound, and I was like, but then I just realized, yeah, but I did see her leave her sister behind in a battle, and that is no one's. But I'll stick in with Greg. But I'm like, yeah, I kind of learned something there.
Cool. All right. Let's go ahead and start with Thorns. Pam, what Thorns did you have from tonight's session?
I blew a roll I really wanted to make.
Yeah.
I mean, hard blew it.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's no XP on a fail, so fails hurt in this game.
I mean, that was just, I wanted so much. I can't even tell you how much I wanted to make that roll and make it look good and just blow the Wendy's to Kingdom Come. And, wow.
That's a thorn to Apocalypse World for not letting you buy a success there.
That is correct. Yeah, and you know, to my own detriment, I remain a little bit less engaged than I probably should be, and I think it's my character.
Okay.
My character really doesn't want to hang with anybody other than her vehicle.
Yeah,
But
that's a
driver.
Right? Yeah, that's the tough thing about the driver. They're tough nut to crack. They are really rough.
I mean, isn't Vincent's little plaything is you have to work at it because it's not going to help you. You need.
Yeah. I mean, I'm fine with it as long as it doesn't bother other people because I feel like Gabi is my sidekick and my buddy. So, but I will work harder at it next time.
I'm fine with it, but I feel like there's the potential over games for that to change. Like I could see eventually Sunset and Hound hanging out together. So
I'm really thankful the two of you agreed that Sunset and Hound were related. I think that's been really helpful to draw Hound into more. But I worry about Grig and Hound.
Yeah, I haven't figured that one out yet.
Yeah.
Because with Rolo, that was easy. We had that established already. So, and Sunset makes sense. So, we'll work it out.
Okay, good. So Mark, what thorns did you have?
Shorter session. That
Sorry,
was kind
that
of.
was my fault.
Well, I'm not throwing out blame. I'm just saying we had a shorter session. So.
And then we also like BS'd for a while after a break that cut us some time too. So it was shorter session. Yep.
Yeah. Like this isn't about blame. This is just about, what didn't work. I felt impotent with the battle. Like I didn't see myself like engaging in it and stuff like that. And I wish I could have done something. And I think that was mainly me holding myself back on that. Are all characters in Apocalypse World competent at fighting? Is that assumed?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's more noteworthy if you're saying my character is not competent at fighting
Right.
than to say, am I good at it? Yeah,
Technically, with a 0 hard, you're a better fighter than the Battle Babe and the driver in a straight up let's kick ass fight.
That's an interesting way to look at it. Yeah.
Okay.
Right? I mean, that's
that's just this kind of neat way to say, hey, well, look at how the mechanics.
So I'm really interested in what made me scared of fighting and stuff like that. So I'm glad that I did it, but it also just kind of made me like, I don't mind being the audience and watching, the Battle Babe kick some ass, and watch the bus drive over people. So those are cool things. But part of me wanted to, like I had to make a decision as to whether or not I get a gun out and start shooting or I do something different. So it's kind of a thorn, kind of a rose, but there you go.
I get you. And I tried to like open up the possibility of you doing something inside. And I wasn't sure if you wanted to rally some of the brandy to the cause, to like run out and make an offensive or keep people calm. And I was trying to keep it open to let you take it where you wanted. But I get you. It was an odd little hitch in the game.
I never really looked at the power that way. But I guess I totally should have done that. I wish you'd have said that.
Okay. I will be more I will be more forceful in my suggestions because it was in my head, but I didn't verbalize it. So I will be more clear.
I think I would have done that. Yeah. Cool. Thanks for giving me that. Like I didn't see it that way. Like when I've always imagined it when I was at my tower, like calling out to the masses and telling them, upper 10 is worth protecting. Let's rally over to there. Kind of a long-term kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not a in the immediate like I'm a great person and you should defend me kind of thing. So
I see Greg as just this vibrant personality. And when she speaks, people listen, right? It's not just the information that she carries, but she's hot too. She's the news. She's got this move. I could totally see a very immediate thing. Like she's more than her tower. Her tower carries her voice, but it's her voice that is the tower.
Well, that's good to know, and I will keep that in mind.
Awesome. I'm glad we could talk that through. John, what thorns did you have?
Thorn was for me delay in the game, but other than that, I mean that's short session. I don't really mind the conversation. To me, that's part of any good gaming session when it's good people. So that's like, hey, conversation. Oh no, that's a good thing. But so yeah, it's just short session. Didn't get to see, and because it's short, we didn't get to see some of the NPCs that what you wanna. That's just comes with a shorter game.
Yeah, yeah. I tried really hard at the end to like rush it. We need to see Curly Whirly. We need to see Oogie Boogie. Like, but yeah.
Yes.
I was very quickly at the end like cameoing some of the NPCs that I was desperate to at least establish exist within our fiction. But a longer session we could have had a bit more. Thank you, John. Jason Thorne.
So I will say there's a mild pacing issue, which is probably exacerbated by the short session. I think if we had come in with rather than individual scenes, an establishing shot, like if you imagine the camera doing a flyby of showing where everyone is, then we could have established the feeling like through rough narrative and then rolled right into combat and pushed the combat faster to get to the social part at the end. Which is weird, because last time we were like, it's all social, we need combat. And this time it's like, we were doing so much combat, we had no time for social. But I think some unifying moments, like the establishing shot could be a unifying moment. Points where the characters have a chance to interact. Like I did enjoy Greg and Rolo having a moment there. But I think we're still kind of finding our feet on the relationship between the characters is another part of that.
I thought he was going to force me to go save upper 10. I totally thought that's what he's going to do. Is like go save upper 10, get experience.
Cool. That's good feedback, Jason. Thank you.
It was good feedback.
We will stick with you, Jason, for Roses in the world background.
Oh, hooray, Roses. Golly, I have more than one rose, but I'll try and stick to just one. In terms of the social bits, I really enjoyed having back and forth with Hound right there at the end, even though it was relatively light. And you're like, I left you there because you had it handled. You're like, I know I had it handled. but they're back and forth in the development of that. And like I said, between Rolo and Greg also is something that I want to see more of.
Cool. John, what roses did you have?
Well, again, it's like how many can you give out? Everybody's great. Yada yada yada. I liked seeing Jason being cool and awesome and awesomely cool. The apple on the knife while standing there with the gun, the psych planting the gun. It was good. It was good action. I liked that he went after Haribo. I thought that was like not the instant thing that you think the character is going to do. So it's kind of a like, oh, it's more than just the cold calculating killer chick. So that was nice. It was nice to see the news doing trying to be it's very interesting. I mean, you were talking about feeling impotent, which I get, but the side effect of you feeling impotent was that you were doing a social, like, non-violent character in a game that's typically like balls to the wall violent. That's a very interesting, it's like that. It's like normally maybe a Skinner. Not that I've seen one that was as non-violent as you either. It was like, wow, that person back there is like that. They're affected by violence on the simplest level of apocalypse world violence, And I thought that was a very interesting thing to see. Like not your usual apocalypse.
Yeah.
And of course, my wife was always awesome. But specifically, I like the banter. I want to see them fight each other more, so I can ship their sisterhood for future episodes. No, they really need to be friends and be sisters like they were.
Oh, that's good. Thank you, John. Thank you. Mark, what roses did you answer?
Well, there were a few moments where I got to see a dog. That was really nice.
That dog is so sweet.
So I really liked the vulnerable and truthful Rolo. Like, Rolo was telling me how he really felt about a lot of things, and I wasn't expecting him to be as forthright as all of that. And it really changed Grig's opinion of him. And she may or may not like tell everybody in the world what your thoughts are, but it would be done out of respect. It probably won't go over very well, but she thanks you very much for all the truth. I liked the moments of peace after the violence, like with the NPCs. I really want to know this town and know what it's like. And I was unsettled by your descriptions of the Wendy's, so that was really cool. And I liked seeing the bus in action, and then things that people have already mentioned, like the Battle Babe did an awesome things, and has a heart for other people, which endears her to me. And I'm just looking forward to see how our relationships change now that we're back, um, and to see just what happens.
Cool. Thank you, Mark. Pam, what roses did you have?
Trying to think of something that isn't like an echo of what other people have said, but I'm not normally. John can tell you I have a little bit of an issue with the guilt complex. So the idea of leaving a character behind was not an easy thing for me to do, but Jason plays Sunset so well that I knew that if, like, damn, if I'm going to leave somebody behind, it's going to be a battle babe who can take care of things. So that was like an in character and out of character trust. That was pretty fun, and then it got cemented later on. So I very much enjoyed that. Rich, I love your NPCs. I really do.
Thank you.
And I have to keep reminding myself that Chicklet is not an actual player character. Because I like her a lot. I love the fact that my husband is playing the outright paladin character, which is more usually my speed, but Rolo is just such a good guy, you know.
He's such a good dude. He's like the best dude in Apocalypse World. It's great.
He really is, and it's like you feel like you just want to watch out for him, and it's not all that easy to inspire that much loyalty after a couple of gaming sessions, I think. But I feel that way in character and out of character. It's like, don't mess with the boy, you know. We will take care of him, and because he takes care of everybody else. So I love that. And Grig, you're like a flower that I'm watching open slowly, and I'm not quite sure what it's gonna look like. So it's kind of fascinating to see this puzzle reveal itself slowly. So I've enjoyed seeing more of that too. So just roses all around. Excellent play from people.
You're a flower.
Lauer. He can call me Lauer if he wants to. I had a really good time with this session. From watching the decisions, I really was, and I'm echoing some things, but being able to engage a couple of the moves that I haven't seen in play very often. When you became bait, Jason, that was brilliant. Like that was so super cool. And I'm like, oh crap, there's a move for that. Yes, this is the move. And while Mark, you said that you felt like there was some confusion or unease or whatever in the middle of the pitch battle, the juxtaposition of this crazy battle that's going on the outside and Greg kind of on the home front on the inside, keeping people calm. I actually liked those two different levels of action. I've really enjoyed seeing in my mind's eye Greg in that situation, that pitched battle. So I dug that. I like Rollo in his element. I enjoy seeing Rollo back at the town and going back to the town and making decisions and calling the shots and helping people out and being the guy he's always the one who's right there. I'm going to be at the door pulling these guys in. And it was, I'll be honest, even though the 5 did happen, I really liked I'm gonna destroy the U-Haul rather than let the Wendy's scavenge.
I love that decision.
I love the decision. It didn't super work out, but 100% on board with the
victory.
It was a great choice. You got what you wanted, right?
I got what I wanted.
Yeah. So had a good time. Looking forward to a couple weeks from now when we pick back up again. We will 100% spend most of the session in Oasis. We're even going to open with a custom move for when the candy bars come down to the Oasis. Maybe we don't open because I know there are a couple of things that probably want to be done by our water bear, but some of those guys have got to sneak in, right? Who doesn't want a candy bar in their Oasis? It's like dropping a baby Ruth in the pool. That's always good, right? No,
it looks like someone pooped, Rich.
Oh,
it looked like someone pooped.
I thought that was a good thing, though.
No,
there's a groundhog, and you go golfing.
Caddyshack.
Caddyshack, yeah.
Good stuff. All right. Well, thank you all so much for giving me some time, and we'll see you guys in a couple weeks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.